My name is Marcia Hanscom. I'm chair of the Sierra Club's Ballona Wetlands Restoration Committee and protect Ballona Wetlands. And we are here today to protect the Ballona Wetlands and the wildlife, the amazing amount of wildlife that is out at the Ballona Wetlands Ecological Reserve that we all worked so hard to save for many years. And I'm going to ask Kathy Knight, who chairs the Conservation Committee for the Sierra Club Port Marina Group, to tell you just a couple of minutes about her experience, how long she's been working to protect the wildlife there.
Hi, Kathy Knight. I've been volunteering for 25 years now to save this land, and I was a social worker that represented children in children's court who could not represent themselves if their lives were in danger or they were being abused or what. So I had to represent them because they couldn't do that. And then after doing that for many years, I changed to the Ballona Wetlands because I saw what a precious reserve that was. I saw what beautiful wildlife was out here, and I wanted to make sure this wildlife could stay alive. So I've been volunteering for 25 years to help save the land. I worked with Grassroots Coalition to expose the gas issue at Playa Vista, which led to the land being available for sale west of Lincoln eventually because of the gas. So one thing I learned is when you have studies being done, you need the studies to be done by independent consultants, not consultants connected to Playa Vista or any other big developers. You need independent studies because what happened was they told us for 6 years that the experts knew there was no gas problem at Playa Vista. For 6 years we kept fighting because we knew the truth. And finally they got an independent consultant, and he put his test well in and it blew out for 24 hours. So it exposed the reality that we knew for 6 years. So that's what I learned, is we really need independent consultants, and I don't think we have that here. And what they're doing now is saying that historically it's a saltwater area, but it's a freshwater area. It's been freshwater for hundreds of years. There's frogs out there. We need to save the frogs. They're disappearing all over the planet. We need to save the frogs. There's birds that come up and down the Pacific Flyway from Alaska to South America. They use these freshwater wetlands. We have practically no freshwater wetlands left in Southern California. They've all been turned into saltwater wetlands. So this last freshwater wetland, seasonal wetland that fills up when it rains, is really important to save. And what we want to do is open up Ballona Creek, first clean the water up in Ballona Creek, and then bring that water back into the wetlands. If we bring that water back to the wetlands, you'll see a wonderfully restored wetland, and it'll be a fraction of the cost of bulldozing this whole thing. The proposal that they have tonight, they did not study any alternative for freshwater wetlands. Please ask for a freshwater wetland alternative. All the alternatives they declared were to make it more into a saltwater wetland. They would include huge bulldozing, a lot of bulldozing, and building up, using that dirt to build up berms 20 feet high. You won't even hardly be able to see the wetlands anymore. And the bulldozing will kill all the fabulous, beautiful wildlife out there. And their answer is, well, yeah, a lot will be killed, but they'll come back someday at some point. We don't agree with that. We think we need to change our thinking on our planet and save nature, stand up for nature. They can't come to these hearings. They can't go downtown. So we've got to stand up for this beautiful array of wildlife. And the company that's doing this is the California Department of Fish and Wildlife. Life is at the end of that word, life. Let's keep the life for these animals.
Yay!
Okay, so now I'd like to bring up someone who hasn't been involved with Ballona for a little while, but was very involved with our coalition that helped save the wetlands to begin with. In fact, he was so involved that his approach is always to try and meet with the people, to try and find a peaceful solution and to do what's right for the planet. And that's Jerry Rubin. Jerry Rubin is with the Alliance for Survival, and he actually had to do a hunger strike. He had to do a hunger strike to get a meeting with Steven Spielberg. It was unbelievable. And so we know we're up against the government, up against some environmental groups who have some pretty strong names in this city. But we've been up against Steven Spielberg, Jeffrey Katzenberg, Morgan Stanley, Goldman Sachs, Wallace Annenberg. We can do this. We can protect the land one more time. And so, Jerry, will you come up and tell us what your best advice to us in this effort to protect the Ballona wetlands?
Yeah, but a lot of times, like everybody, we'll go over.
You know, just getting a couple of the "Don't Bulldoze Ballona" T-shirts, one for me and one for my wife, who couldn't be here but's here in spirit, my wife Marissa, and seeing all of you activists that have worked so diligently in such a dedicated manner for decades. I'm practically in tears. I think it's important. I think most people would completely support this cause if they weren't so confused and misled by a lot of misinformation. I know that for a fact, that people would stand with Mother Nature and Mother Earth. So I urge you all to stick together. Any disagreements you might have, work them out. It's too important. Unity is paramount. We're always stronger together. Just remember that and never, never, never give up. So I want to thank Marcia Hanscom. I want to thank Kathy, and I want to thank all of the groups that have worked in coalition for so many years. And I just want to say, keep up the fight. Mother Nature and Mother Earth are proud of you.
And finally, we'll have two more speakers. One is Andrea Grossman, but you've got another name in between. Leon, I'm sorry, I couldn't remember. Andrea Leon Grossman. She is an organizer with the Food and Water Watch, and we're so happy that they are involved because we learned when this environmental impact report draft came out that one of the things it does that nobody's talking about is it allows the Southern California Gas Company Playa del Rey gas storage facility to be enabled to continue for a very long time. It allows them to do slant drilling and to have all the most up-to-date equipment so that they can continue to have this very dangerous and not in alignment with our renewable future, which we really need if we are really talking about any environmental group who wants to protect the planet these days should not be supporting dirty fossil fuels like methane gas. So here is Andrea.
Hi everyone. It's great to be here tonight. Seriously, like Marcia said, we're here to protect our environment. We're here to protect our health. We need this land to be nature's land, and we need this land to be free of fossil fuels and free of any combustion fuels, biomethane or methane, anything that burns needs to be out. We don't need any Solga gas lies. We need this land to be nature's land. And Solga gas will lie and will lie and will continue to lie as long as we let them. If they say that they'll return some of this land to the Ballona, they're just lying. We want all of the land returned to the Ballona, right? Yes. How much of the land do we want? All. And when do we want it? Now. We want 100% clean renewable energy for our city, and this facility has no business in our community. There's no seismic risk analysis, not in Playa del Rey and not in Aliso Canyon. This is a ticking time bomb. We do not need this dirty energy. We don't need it now, and we don't need it in the future. We need to get rid of Solga gas.
Shut it all down.
Shut it all down.
Shut it all
Shut it all
down.
down.
somebody who I am so happy has gotten involved with the Ballona Wetlands because he has brought his heart and soul to our work, and he is turning sweet 16 today. Jackson Garland, would you come up, Jackson? Jackson has been involved with protecting the wetlands, protecting the marshes in the area, and trying to educate people about the dangers of this gas facility. So Jackson, happy birthday.
Thank you for having me. This issue to me is much more important than a 16th birthday. We need to stop being so insane about developing all this land. We've seen it in Oxford Lagoon and how that went down. We know for a fact it will not work, and we need to preserve this land for future generations. We don't need more stories about animals or humans losing their homes. I mean, at least humans have the ability to go to a motel for the weekend or whatnot, but animals, once they lose their habitat, that's it. It's over.
Right.
Okay, now we're going to sing.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Jackson. Happy birthday to you.
So I just want to say one more thing, because you're going to hear from a lot of groups who are supportive of this project tonight. We've seen their press release, and you might wonder why. And we don't know exactly why each of the 7 groups decided to support the project, but they did have 18 groups in their coalition last week. Now they have 7 that have decided to support this. And all I can tell you is my friend here, Andrea from Food and Water Watch, reminded me to make sure you knew that the coalition of about, I think we have close to 20 groups now that are in our coalition that do not think this is an ecologically sound project. None of us are taking any money from Southern California Gas Company. So that's just one thing that may be different and that you might want to watch out for. So follow the money, as they say. And then I just want to give, if he can keep it to just a couple sentences, Roy Vanderhook, our resident biologist, to tell us why this really is not a good idea.
Shut it all down. Save Ballona, protect Ballona. We're all connected to an Avatar, that movie, you know, and there's a lot of species here. There's more than 500 species of insects. About 20 kinds of butterflies make up that diversity. There's more than 200 species of birds that have been recorded here. And I can go on and on about different types of spiders, and Jonathan's photographs document all that. I'd like to bring the spirit of John Denver, because Jerry Rubin was right here, and he's helped me a number of times in keeping my spirit up too when I've been attacked by the government for criticizing them. So I'm going to do a short little song as best I can here, The Eagle and the Hawk. I am the eagle, I live in high country and rocky cathedrals that reach to the sky. I am the hawk, and there's blood on my feathers, but time is still turning, they soon will be dry. All those who see me and all who believe in me share in my freedom I feel when I fly. Come dance on the west wind, sail over canyons, reach the mountaintops, and be all that you can be and not who you are. So Jerry, I sang that. Jerry always says, yeah, sing that song. So I asked him just now, and he said, sing that song too. And we're on the verge of the osprey coming back. These past few months, we've had 2 ospreys flying each other on a daily basis. They're called the fish hawk as a nickname. It's one more example of animals coming back as we've been gentle the last 50 years to nature. DDT is working its way out of our ecosystem, a big mistake to use that pesticide. Food and Water Watch is like really important, and she didn't speak Spanish to us, Andrea, but she's kind of our link to the social justice movement in a way too. And it's really important to reach out to all the different types of 100 languages are spoken in California, in Los Angeles. I can say there's 200 languages of birds spoken here too, because they all have their own language when they talk to each other. We're a biodiversity hotspot. Marcia's saying, "Shut up now," but I just want you to know that there's no other county in the United States has more species of birds than Los Angeles County, more than 500 species. No county has more kinds of butterflies in the United States than this county.
If they do this plan, how many birds will we have left?
We'll have less, and it's interesting that 8 million people are in this county, and we still have the most kinds of birds and butterflies and the most kinds of trees of anywhere in the United States. Also, okay.
Thank you, boys.